On Strong and Derek and how they're progressing through that window as well?
Yeah, they're all getting better. I would say Strong is just a little bit closer than Hand is, but the fact that we started Hand's clock, that's a good sign. And so actually he may work in a team today. So he started individual, and now he's going to take a couple of team reps. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction. Certainly no setback. And then who was the other one you had? Yeah, Decker. So he's look, he's doing okay. The fact of the matter is he had a little bit of a setback last week. You know, we kind of talked about the knuckle and everything that, but I don't see him playing, and we'll just take it as it comes. Look, I know he wants to play, man. I mean, hell, I talked to him yesterday. He's dying to play, but we got to get through it and let this thing just get to feeling right. You know, that's the bottom line.
Can you explain the timetable really quick with Decker out? You have 3 weeks when it starts, but it expires during the bye week. Do you have to make that decision during the bye week, or do you get that extra time?
My understanding is we get the extra time. The bye won't count. So I think we'll have to make that decision now, probably the Tuesday after the bye.
You talked about unlocking the passing attack a lot. How about third downs? There were a lot of throws short of the sticks the last couple of weeks. What goes into kind of correcting that, kind of figuring that out?
Yeah, I mean, look, some of it is there's a little bit of, you know, the more you're trying to get to the sticks, that's the longer you're having to hold on to the ball and protect and do these things. And so, you know, we started a little bit that way earlier in the year, trying to throw past the sticks, which is like, well, yeah, you should, right? And then we tried to gravitate another way to see if we could help ourselves and see if we get some catch and runs like Cephas got when he hurt himself at Minnesota. And so we just felt like, depending on the type of defense you're playing and the pressure packages they had, there needed to be a little bit of running catch to it. You know, now you don't want to do that on all the plays, but certainly we're mindful of you can't have a whole third down package of that. So yeah, we're mindful of that.
What determinations, if any, have you made about some of the depth chart changes that you alluded to earlier this year? Anything significant coming down the pipe?
We're going to give an opportunity to a couple of guys. Nothing specific right now.
I mean, also on the changes you talked about, practice changes.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you could be a little more specific on some of the things you did and how you feel they worked out.
Yeah, actually, I thought they worked well. Here's what we did. Really. We've been coming out and we do everything, and you guys have been here, we walk through. That's how everything begins, is the walk through, then you get into the warm-up, and then you go. And so what we've done is we just took a little bit of the block of the meeting time off in the mornings, and then we're doing the walkthrough, went out on the turf, and it's kind of part of your morning meetings, if you will. But now we're out here. They don't need to get dressed. They're in what they're normally in. You're not taped, but it is a walkthrough, and it's a teaching environment. And, man, it's that way we dial everything back to where we can really just hone in on all of those things schematically. Go back in, prep for practice, eat, come back out. It's nothing revolutionary. But now when we come out to the field, we're going. Like, we're going. And so we've done that the last 2 days, and I thought, man, I do feel like we've started fast, and the energy was there immediately, because now you're not walking through, you're getting warmed up, and we're going right into it. And then we started the periods. Every period was over speed. You know, so competitive, it's 3rd and 6, it's 3rd and 5. That's how we started it. Wednesday we started, it's a 3-down sequence. So, offense, you got 3 downs, get a first down. You may get it on first down. Defense, you got to hold them to 3 and out, and that's the winner, And it's amazing what you can do with these guys. It doesn't matter what they can play for a peanut, and all of a sudden it's like they're going crazy. So, but it's been good. It's been competitive. The energy's been up, and I like it. I think it's created a little bit of a spark. So.
Done a lot of good things defensively, third down defense in particular, and played good defense for good stretches. One area, maybe the red zone. What's been maybe a couple of the struggles there? I think teams are scoring about 86% of the time, touchdowns-wise. What would have been some of the things that you've seen that maybe you guys need to correct down in that area defensively?
Well, look, I think what's gotten us a little bit has kind of been one of our strengths for the most part, is stopping the run. And we've gotten down there, and we've gotten hit on a couple of runs, man, that I think that have hurt us. Now, last week was a little different. They got a matchup out there for their first touchdown, and then late in the game they hit the all-cross. But I just think some of that I still go back to this. It's, you know, you make an emphasis on stopping the run. Man, you still got to stop the run in the red zone. If you don't stop the run, I mean, it's going to be a heyday down there. So I just think, you know, everything gets tightened down there, and if you're not finishing or you don't have lane integrity or gap responsibility, it'll catch up with you. So.
A little bit more about stopping the pass this week, given the way they throw it.
Sure, absolutely. And you know they run that speed ball, spontaneous stuff, and you know they'll hit a big one, and they're doing that. And then red zone, that's where they major in it. And so they get down there and they run it and they get 6. Man, they're going. And so we've worked on all that. We've prepared for it. We know it's coming. It's part of their DNA. But yeah, absolutely, we got to be ready for it.
There's a lot of young guys on the team. You guys trying to, you know, bring them along. When you're facing a team like this, with, you know, a team that legitimately has a chance to get to the Super Bowl, what do you hope they can take from this experience? They're going to be going against, you know, some of the best stars in the league. Like, what can, for you being a player and understanding that, what can they gain from this experience of just going against a team that's on that level?
Yeah, well, look, anytime you go against a good team and good players, you find out what you are, and we find out you can evaluate these guys against really, really good talent under, you know, hopefully a stressful situation because you're in it and you're scrambling for a win, you're fighting for a win. But I think it makes you better. And what I'm looking for is, like, a good example is like Jerry Jacobs. I want to see if Jerry's out there battling, man. I don't care if you're a rookie, you know. Like, I want to see him battling. Like, he's had a hell of a week of practice, man. He's been competitive. We finished yesterday with an end-of-game situation. Man, I tell you what, it was good, you know. And that's what you want. You want to know you're in the fight. And these guys, it's not too big for them. They're not scared. They're not, oh, well. And just, man, play your keys. Do what you're taught to do. Trust your technique. And you just want to know you're in the fight.
What did Jerry do in the practices?
It was just the way he played coverage. He was like a pit bull. It was tight coverage. It was really it was, for the most part, we kind of recreated Minnesota at the end. And just, man, to watch him out there compete and play tight and, man, defend, and them trying to run daggers, and he's sticky, and it just, you know, it was good. It was impressive.
I was talking about him the other day. You know, just played pretty well, even despite the shot play. Do you think you have something with him? I mean, do you think he's the way that he's come along since you first got your hands on him? Like,
I mean, he's grown about as much as anybody has from the time that he walked in the door. I mean, he probably has, because he was light years away. Light years. And to see where he's at now and how he just improves every week is pretty impressive. He's got some talent, but there's a demeanor about him, you know, like he's not putting up with anything. He's pretty tough, not afraid to tackle. He can run, you know, he can hit. He's a good communicator. So, yeah, I mean, I think there may be something there. That's what we're hoping. He just keeps competing, and he'll only get better.
With Jacobs and Parker, you know, those 2 young guys, 2 undrafted guys that are, I don't even want to say playing ahead of the curve, I guess. So when you get young players like that are exceeding expectations early, how do you break that down? Is it the evaluation of the talent that got him here? Is it the coaching? Is it the player themselves? Like, how does that pie work with, you know, those guys exceeding expectations early?
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit of everything. You'd like to believe. Like Jerry's a case of, it's not like Jerry lacked talent. Jerry had some ability now. Now, there was other reasons maybe why he wasn't drafted, but he had some ability. And but to his credit, he put in the work. You know, he's got the right temperament about him, the right attitude, and I mean, he works at it. He kind of knows his own deficiencies, if you will, and so by him knowing that, understands who he is, man, it just makes him better. And Parker, I would say, is what makes him pretty unique, and is the fact that he's very instinctive. He's a smart player. He's very instinctive, particularly for a rookie. So now, it doesn't mean things don't still pop up, but he's pretty good about, man, he sees it once and it's corrected. But he does have some instincts. He's got ball skills. But look, I think Aubrey's done a hell of a job back there. I really do. And getting those guys better. And just from you talk about just secondary in general, like Tracy Walker is beginning to take off. He's starting to feel this defense and feel what we're trying to do in the secondary, and let our safeties go make some plays. And anyway, I think Aubrey's done a good job.
Another secondary question, since we saw him out here the other day, and that knee scooter Okuda, how's he just mentally? How's he handling everything mentally? How's he?
You know what he's doing? He really is doing great. I mean, I'm proud of the fact that he's not letting it. I mean, I know he wishes he could be out here. He wants to play. He does, but he also understands there's nothing I can do other than let this thing get right, let it heal, and then start rehabbing, begin the rehab process. But he's been good. Yeah, he scoots out here and comes and sees us, and he's back there. He'll go into meetings, so he's been good. It's been good to have him back. While he was recovering, he was out for a couple of weeks, and now since he's back, he kind of brightens the building up a little bit. So.
Is he going to do most of the rehab up here just to stay around the
Yes.
team?
Yes, he will. Yep.
A lot of debate this week about the return of Jared Goff going back to LA, Lions playing Stafford, but there's been some other guys that have returned games. Brad Holmes, Ray Agnew, Michael Brocker. What have the conversations have been like with them this week? Have they even alluded to going back to LA being any type of significance for them?
They haven't said one word about it. Yeah. So, listen, everybody's ready for this one. We're excited. I'll leave it at that.
All right, Dan, before you bounce real quick, just Batu, another guy we've seen. I mean, we haven't, I don't know where we've heard of it in a while. Do you have any sense for how far away he is?
Yeah, look, I still say we're still a little ways away. Now, what is that? I don't know. I don't, certainly not before the bye, but he is progressing. He's getting better. I wish I could give you a timeline, but he's. I do see him. I do feel like we can get him to return before the season's out. I feel that way. Now, I'm not a doctor, so don't hold that on me. Let him come up. Okay.